Hello, welcome to another edition of 52 Tips to Land Your Next Job. You know, in March of 2020, everything changed when the pandemic hit, and that includes how we work and how we look for a job. And I've spoken to you in the past about the importance of being comfortable on video, making sure that your physical surroundings are good with good lighting, a good background, that you're making eye contact with the camera. But it's also important that you prepare properly for your interviews. Now, a lot of the same topics are going to be there. They're going to get the same questions. Tell me about your strengths, your weaknesses. Tell me about yourself. Some of those are going to be the same, but there are also some differences there that you need to know about. First of all, it's important to show on an interview empathy. We're in a world that is very sensitive today in a number of different areas, politically, socially, from the healthcare situation that we're in. So being able to show that you're empathetic, that you are even a bit vulnerable is important. Now, you don't want to share too much, but showing how you've met the challenge of the pandemic and how you've pushed through some areas that you maybe struggled in at one time is important. It's also a very good approach to show empathy to your interviewer. Ask them, how are they handling the whole pandemic situation? I mean, interviewers are people too, right? So they have a lot of the same challenges that you have, and that's a great way to connect with someone to understand how that they've overcome challenges themselves. Another thing you need to be able to demonstrate is resilience. You need to be able to show that you can change. I mean, again, the pandemic taught us a lot of things, and one is that things can change overnight. And you need to be able to communicate through your interview answers how you've changed, how you've adapted to the new environment that we're in, whether it's personally or professionally. And I'm sure there are a number of ways you can demonstrate that, even if you're out of work, how you've adapted your job search to the new world we live in. Another thing that you do want to be able to demonstrate is initiative. Right now, about 80% of the workforce remains working remotely, and a lot of that is going to continue even after people start returning to the office. So being able to talk about how you've taken initiative and done things in a different way than were done before to make it more effective is important. Because still today, a lot of managers are not comfortable not being able to see their employees every day and know what they're doing. So if you can explain how you don't need someone looking over your shoulder, that you will be productive, you will get things done in an innovative way, will be important to the hiring manager that you're talking to. The other thing you want to talk about is communication. How do you communicate with people effectively when they're not in the same room or the same office as you? Now, certainly if you're working now, you can talk about how you do that, and there are certainly many technologies that are used to do that. And if you're not working, there's still ways that you could talk about how you communicate, how you've put together a communication plan, or how you stay in contact with people to make sure that you're uncovering as many opportunities as you can. And so being able to communicate, generally speaking, how you are able to work remotely, how you've adapted to this new world that we're living in, how you have taken initiative and demonstrated innovation ideas are things that a hiring manager wants to hear, because when you're not in front of them every day, they need to know that you're going to be getting the work done in the best way possible. So think about how you prepare your interview answers. Make sure you're using a process like the STARS process, as I've talked about in the past, and make sure that you're communicating to the hiring manager about the issues that are most pressing in today's work environment. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you'd like to talk about your job search situation, please reach out to me at ken@surecoaching.com. I'd love to talk to you. Until then, I'll be well and take care, and I look forward to coming back to you next week with another version of 52 Tips to Land Your Next Job. Goodbye.